a little mood shift. You know, I knew over 50 years ago that there was something big coming on this planet involving man's health. And I knew that I and others that were awakening to the fact that we were put here to work with this, I've always felt the need to make it acceptable to every household, because a lot of times when you talk over people's heads, you don't win a friend or anything. You're better off when you sit around and just rap with people and let them know about health and stuff like that. You get so excited. I was so excited when I found raw foods. I was so excited that I thought everybody should change once you understand that no animal cooks their food before they eat it and all this kind of stuff, that everyone should change that. But your excitement is exciting because you found the answers to your suffering physically. This begins to open the door to your wanting to know a little more about yourself, because now you're initiating some self-discipline. You have to have some self-discipline to ride this ride. And as you instigate that, you're becoming more self. And pretty soon, as we're teaching how to stop thinking, how to withdraw your attention from your thoughts and your desires, just even for short term, just to look around and go, whew, man, I was lost in that dream I created, right? So that's spirituality. Spirituality is an awakening process where you're withdrawing your attention from the things that have caused you pain and suffering, things that has been hard in your world. And some people's lives are just hard and they just completely surrender, sort of like a Christian born again, who just, that's it, I give up, I'm giving it all to God. So that kind of release is a freeing release, and it does connect you even more with God, no matter what religion you're in. But it's that excitement of touching the apron of who you are, the God within you. Understanding the energy and love from the foods and things like this. So we get excited about these things and we become vulnerable. We become vulnerable to predators. Predators that use spirituality and health and things like this to prey on those, particularly the females. Females are, as you know, very loving. They are the love principle. Without the feminine principle, we wouldn't be able to take it. The world would destroy itself. The male principle would destroy itself. So the feminine principle is essential and is the overriding principle of all things. It is the alkaline principle, which side of chemistry dominates the physical worlds, particularly this planet, of course. The base side. There's planets that are not that way, but you know, you've got acid dominance, you've got alkaline dominance in places. But on this planet, to support life, there must be a little base dominance. That way the corrosiveness is buffered. So the problem in spirituality, and I saw this a lot in Ekankar, was the excitement of feeling the energy and the freedom that comes when you take your attention off of your problems, off of the things you've created. Not realizing that the mind is the problem. It is your tool, but it is also your coffin. So you have to understand how to get free from the attention, your attention, through the mental apparatus. Now I've seen a lot of beautiful ladies looking for good spiritual men. You know, that it seems to be a need to have soulmates at a certain level, you know, where people like-minded come together. It's kind of fun. A lot of fun, especially when you realize opposites attract for the growth and expansion of itself. You're always with the opposite of what you think you want for your growth. And it's unfortunate because, like in relationships, sometimes you get in a relationship and it was the opposite of what you wanted, but it's just what you needed. And it's just the way creation rocks in its development of itself and the expansion of itself. But we have duality here. And duality means there's positive and negative, and each and every one of us using bodies to express themselves, which you couldn't be here without one, fall within that. You can choose at any time to use your negative side, or you can choose to use your positive side, or you could choose to use neither side and live in the present, where there's neither side, positive or negative. It just is. All life is just the way it is. And it's hard to explain that because it is a state of total freedom. And with that total energy, total ecstasy, it's hard to describe those things. But this brings me around to the Steve Factor problem. And it's a sad thing when I have to do a video like this because I love each and every one of you. But don't make no mistake, you're in a warring universe, you're on a warring planet, and that is just the nature of it. And the beautiful spiritual people are the God-awakened people more and more. They're trying to bring an overview to this. The sad thing, these people are preyed on a great deal by the negative forces because they don't want us here. In a manner of speaking. It is the eternal fight of positive and negative. It's the way it's designed. So getting out of here is tough sometimes as well. You can't play the games anymore. So we have an individual that, and I want you to know that everyone that comes to our classes I consider my students. And I work with a lot of you on the inner planes as well. But that's about where I drop off. I don't know a lot of you personally, nor Steve Factor. I have done videos with many of you, including Steve Factor. If you look at the last video, you begin to see some problems there. And when I stopped and said, what's your video about here? See, when you come and do videos with me, it's my way of helping you and your business to blossom. And if we can help you become the tremendous healers you know you already are, that's just all perfect stuff. And I'm an educator. I think we should give this away. But sometimes we have those that are out of balance. And it was obviously watching some videos how out of balance things can get. I did a video about a week ago on this, and I was advised not to put it up because we wanted to get more facts. And I have met with many people on this subject matter, and it becomes blatantly obvious that we have a predator around finances and even around emotions. Some of the things that took place in a retreat in Sarasota here is beyond disgusting. I don't tolerate anything like that around me because I've worked all my life to keep myself shaved, hair trimmed, nice clothes, to establish some credibility. You know, you have your people out there that fight over this and cut us down and everything. But the final analysis, you cannot match the amount of people that are getting healed. You might have a couple out there that can't get their act together for one reason or another, or they're too advanced or whatever. This is a time of joy and happiness. And when you get a predator that comes in and takes advantage of that, and then uses our name as a way of verifying or solidifying their position. No, 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 no. And it's up to each and every one of you to be sure that you observe these predators and watch people. People have come to me for years and years and years asking me to invest. Luckily, I already invest in you. I give herbs away like nobody's business. We give people herbs all the time. You've seen it. And we do that to help people. That's the game we're in. But I'm also here to establish another level of healing this planet so desperately needs. It's a regenerative level, the only one. Some of these butts like Mark and stuff can say what they want. They're unconscious. And I get it. But we have thousands of people, and I've had it all my life. I've had newspaper articles all my life about the cures that we've had, and so you can't go back on all the thousands and thousands of testimonials that we have. But you want to always stand on your own 2 feet. Some people never work and use people's money. There's all kinds of things going on in that way. And you ladies, it's hard to find a good spiritual man sometimes. But just be awake to some of the predators in the spiritual worlds, because there are. And I was giving an example to a group of people I was talking to of a massage therapist that I had to talk to, because he was using his massage therapy to, get with the ladies. And he'd use what he thought his spirituality was to, oh, wow. And I've seen that for years, and I don't know the real answer how you eliminate that. It's kind of like being on this planet. You've got to learn how to protect yourself. You got to learn streetwise. You got to become streetwise, because there's souls out there that'll hitchhike on you. There's souls out there that'll make you do things you don't want to do. There's souls out there. So becoming strong in your presence. But I've had people want money all the time to invest. If I had more money to invest, I wouldn't do it, because I'm focusing on a healing center for us. The first naturopathic hospital, if I could use that word. Things that are real. Retreats are supposed to be fun. We used to do silent retreats where you'd spend a week, nobody talking. Just a silent Buddha retreat like. There's all kinds of fun things you can do with retreats and seminars and stuff like this. You don't let one person bring you down. What you do is we handle this situation. So, when you have situations this bad, then you have to be ostracized from things. You can't no longer be connected with us, because I'm only for those that are the lovers, those that are the warriors, those that want to make a change on this planet, not rip off others, those that give to others, not take from others. I think it's important that we stand tall with our modality. We have introducing a level that can be refined always, who cares? But we're introducing a higher level than this planet's ever had. And yes, herbs are not toxic. If you're a natural hygienist, get your act together. Maybe you'll get well, get off your vegetables and cook foods, and become true natural hygiene. I hear this all the time, and it's like, yeah, I've got babies that we pulled tumors out with herbs. Toxic, huh? Little 1-year-olds, they're going to pop an eye out. We pulled the tumor out. Toxic herbs, huh? Yeah. When you see things like that, you learn that these people are just charlatans. They just want a name for themselves. They have no clue. They're just spouting off what others spout off. And that's what I mean about education. Academically, we're just copying what other people have copied. There's very few true Einsteins or Teslas in the world that pull their information, or Edisons, that pull their information etherically or astrally. Most people read and copy people. But it's enough to say, protect yourself. When people want money to invest, be real cautious. Unless you have money you don't care about. You say, oh, here's $10,000. if you lose it to yourself. If you lose it, you lose it. If you're not, you're not. That's when you give somebody money, that's what you have to have in your mind. I might not ever see this again, but here, because I want to help you out of the kindness of my heart. The problem is these situations are repeating themselves through the years with this individual. And there comes a time when, if you don't pull yourself up out of this and you're repeating this sort of thing, that this needs some serious investigating. Because I don't tolerate this. I don't tolerate the unbalanced. You must find your balance. I give you all the tools to find your balance. We try to help you to find your balance. But you must find your balance. So time for some deep introspections. So I love each and every one of you. But we must keep ourselves balanced. And it's easy to get out of balance on a completely raw food diet. You're coming out of the dark age in chemistry. The dark age of eating acid ash forming foods. A dark age that's ripping the human cell apart. Now we're entering the light, thanks to you guys. We're entering the light of how you repair and rebuild these cells that have been so destroyed through genetics. And how we can remember and enhance the function of cells again. How we can enhance the states of consciousness that the human has available to itself to experience. See, you guys are bringing in levels, and so is a lot of the great masters are bringing in levels this planet is just now getting to experience. But it has to do it within balance to keep things stable. So this is why you see things. That's why in Ekankar, you lost the true masters for a charlatan. Sorry guys, but you know, a true Ek master, or Radhaswami even, will at least teach you Satnam or above. And if their teachings are lower world, you can use the word Satnam, you can use the words. Doesn't mean you have the awareness of it. It's easy to use words, but do you have the consciousness behind it? And that's the key. So a short video, sorry about this, Steve, all of this. But got to find your love, your balance. Those that are wronged by this individual, you do what you have to do. But there's a major pattern here that is not good. Things are being said that are not true. Our clinic and me are being used as pawns. And that's not how it is with me. You don't use me as a pond. I'm here to bring you guys, some of you back home, a lot of you to some higher levels, and a higher system here. And we can do it together with love and harmony with each other. People that need help, we all lovers, so we all help people. So you have to ask. But if you use people, that is not how the way of the world is. The problem with it, lots of karma. Lots of karma. And those individuals that play that game end up steeped in karma. So again, people use words, but keep your eyes awake, keep your consciousness open, and don't let anybody use you. Don't give anybody any money unless they truly need it. It comes from the heart. Listen to your inner guidance. What's going on? Some people are really good at the art of deception. Very good at it. And this individual is one of them. Very good at the art. But that also makes you guys become good at becoming awake and aware. Because this stuff goes on all over the place. Remember, Jesus said it's a marketplace. And you have your individuals like this around. Even Jesus had them around him. So you always have these individuals around. And just be awake of it. Can't do anything about it. It's not your world. And you don't want to be pulled into these worlds of these people. Because then they trapped you. They got you. You keep your world free. If it is in harmony with you, or harmonious with you, then of course. When someone takes advantage, and we're going to try to help those that had a bad experience at this, wasn't even a retreat. This was a made up bunch of crap. And all I got to say is you don't do that to people or tell people the things that were told to them. And this sort of thing was disturbed me. So from my end, I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know there was a retreat set up there until they got here. So that's the sort of thing that's disheartening, you know. So I'm hoping that everybody gets patched and mended, become strong over these things. Don't let these individuals take your full attention. Do what you have to do and drop it. Take that as a learning lesson and watch others. You ladies, make sure those that you get involved in are who they say they are. And the same thing with you men, same way. A lot of people wear a mask, including some of the ladies. And these masks always come off after the relationship is solidified. And that, you know, that's karmatic there as well. You want to always be yourself. And all those conditions and journeys you've been on have given you your unique individual perspective. Don't try to hide it. If you don't like it, change it. You're the only one in your world that can change your perspective. So, with great love to every one of you. And know that I have your backs. That I do videos with you guys and will any of you guys to help promote you. But it's disheartening to see it in that manner because it's work, it's time involved, and look at the reason you're doing them. You're doing them to help solidify this high level of healing. The problem with the natural health people is they're all over the place. You have the marks of the world, whoever this cat is, that just tear down others. And it just shows you that where they are, unfortunately. It just another one of those. Because it doesn't matter. If you don't like what I'm doing, well, just turn your head and walk away. I don't spend half of my time tearing down anyone else. If you give me and ask me about someone or something, and it's a healer, I'll give you my opinion on how they are and what I think their deficiency is in that way. With that, I leave you guys. I love you all. And watch your backs. We'll try to watch your backs. And sad that some of these things have to happen like this. But be strong. You know, some individuals can go way off the deep end with this. That's no kidding. And this is why you have to be careful with too much fasting, too. It can take you out there. So, but this is more than that. So, with great love, hope to see you on the next video. We got some fun things to talk about. We got some serious baby problems here. I told you it was coming, and we just got some serious... I hope I can read this without crying. Oh, that one is bad. Holy crap. Take a look at that one just to give you a picture. Not good, guys. And we're the only level that can help, and the negative forces do not want us here. So become strong and become a warrior. Female or male? We need some female warriors here. That's what we need. Because when a female becomes a warrior, woo, hard to beat that. Love you guys. Thank you so much.